Now a man who really came on late last year, it's Damian Williams. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Mahomes now to throw. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I'm not sure that you'd call it a trick play, but they definitely showed some imagination there. I wouldn't be surprised if they want to come back and show this play a few more times before this one is over.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the 50-yard line.
From midfield, here's Mahomes. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And it's complete to Kelsey. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in this paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And the throw there going to be incomplete. That's already the 3rd time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught 1 of the 3.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
And that is not going to get there. Oh, he missed it short. It's no good. Butker, what a pickup he's been for Kansas City the last 2 years. Remember, he was drafted by Carolina to be the eventual successor to Graham Gano. That didn't pan out. Casey got him as a free agent. He's been really good.
Yeah, Gano said, oh no, I'm keeping my job. But Butker found his home in Kansas City, a franchise record for points scored in his first 2 seasons.
So the missed field goal, and now they're in great shape. They'll start at the 38.
Just like that. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Watch the pass, watch the pass. Yes. Here we go.
Foles. That one complete to Dede Westbrook. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches.
Go, go. Go, go. Here we go. Watch. Hey, zoom. Watch 7. 80 weapon.
Now it's the former Texan. This is Alfred Blue. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and inches is... Oftentimes, an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Tighten up, tighten up. Pull it together. Quick dance. Go, go.
Now the Auburn product, Corey Grant. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Jaguars. Corey Grant, 47 yards. And the Jags have taken the early lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And not a good return here. He is brought down at the 7-yard line.
At their own 7-yard line.
And now here comes Kansas City. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out? Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Mahomes going to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Watkins, the intended receiver. 3rd down here.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time He was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
I can't believe they even let you play.
Working from the gun, Mahomes throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hill. And I think the ball's out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 22, Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. That's sacked by Tremaine Edmonds. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And coming up on their 2nd drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice. It all came together, but I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
And a nice gain of 21 yards.
First and goal at the 6-yard line.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. And with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. Lambo on for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football, as we'll see one following the score on the final play before break. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. A reminder, coming up later tonight, the Patriots unfurl their 6 banners. They play host to their rival Steelers. And then on Monday night, it's the one weekend of the year where you get 2 games to wrap up the week. Texans and Saints from New Orleans in the early game, then Broncos and Raiders. Vic Fangio's coaching debut, and the Raiders' final season opener in Oakland. That's the late game, 10:30 Eastern. On first down, Mahomes gonna let one fly for Robinson. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up first and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. The catch made by James O'Shaughnessy, the tight end. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough. Swing the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah. Not
an actual player? Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Watch the screen, watch the screen. One. Watch the screen.
Here's Grant. And he's got this down to the 35. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
He's checking crap.
They will run with Grant. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Well, now they'll try the end around. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 12 yards there and a first down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move, and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. They'll run on 2nd down with Blue. And they'll get him down right about the 20. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Darren Lee drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but well, let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags, and I believe this is going to be a first down. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Check back. 44 is the mic. Hey, 43. Hey, they're scared. Smoke. 44 is the mic. Check. Man, I got you.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Oh, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. The former #1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney, came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Shift. Check. Yellow. Crunch. 15. Alpha.
Now Mahomes. That's caught. It's DeMarcus Robinson. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend.
44. Mike, 44. They're running.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Here's Foles. Open man is Westbrook, complete. Touchdown, Jaguars. DeeDee Westbrook, 43 yards. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And a rout is on here in this first half. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now here comes Kansas City. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one.
And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Jadeveon Clowney picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, high five.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. And An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime.
At their own 41-yard line.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
It's a party now.
Go.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50.
They'll throw now on the final play. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we are at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Then he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line.
Jaguars take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Go, go, go.
Mike 50.
Yes.
Pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet. 50's the Mike. 50.
Tick, tick.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Now a play fake here on first down. This one complete over the middle to O'Shaughnessy. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Foles. He'll get this over to Westbrook. It's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he will not be able to get away as Foles is taken down. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
His throw caught at about the 5. Over 100 yards receiving for him now in the opener. And it's a first down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Flushed out right. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Deeda Westbrook, his intended receiver, but it'll be second and goal. You got a young quarterback, maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Trying to get it there to Deeda Westbrook, but now it's third and goal.
All right, Captain, it's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on third and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you've kind of run out of your running plays. Fire another one into the end zone.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
44 is the mic.
Hey, Ripley.
In your face.
Hey, Sunday. Switch.
To throw, it's Mahomes. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now, there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Wide. Get wide.
15.
51's the mic. Box trap. Too little, Pep. 51.
Throwing now is Mahomes. On target over the middle to Hill. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
At the 20-yard line.
Yellow. Argo line, 80.
Hey, tank. Switch it. Come on, switch it.
Yellow.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes throwing the out route incomplete. It's Hill.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, and especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
KC last year on 4th down, 12 of 15, 3rd best in the league, and they're going again.
Yellow.
Mike, 44.
Here we go, 4th down, Mahomes. He is going to find Hill here. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 4th down, no problem. 19 yards that time, but now it's 1st and 10. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Not that time for Watkins, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Yellow.
I'm coming for you. You mine.
They'll hand it off now. Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Switch.
Yellow.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down.
He don't want it. Slam.
15.
They do go for it. It's Mahomes. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Going for the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. It's a gain of 34. Back in the first quarter, you said it, they need to avoid the big play, but he just got a big one right there.
You can't relax. You know, we talked about in the first quarter, but as the game progresses, still opportunities, and he took advantage of one there.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
They tried to make something happen, but that one came up incomplete and really wasn't a good-looking throw.
Yeah, maybe even go as far as to call that a little ill-advised.
Yeah, I would say so. I think that's the right phrase for it. Definitely ill-advised. Just wonder about his mechanics right now, you know, and that's the tough part. You do so much stuff in practice to make it repetitive, but it has to repeat under pressure, whether it's pressure from the defense or just the pressure of playing the game.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. DJ Chark, 31 yards. And the Jaguars are pouring it on. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Throwing again on 2nd down. Mahomes out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Back now in Jacksonville. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's going to be caught. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill. 63 yards. And the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead. And it's no good on the PAT. So they can't add on here. And our score is going to stay right where it is. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
What we got?
You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey.
Foles. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Shark's got it, left side. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
That's good for another Jacksonville.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
Let's go. Great.
He'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
57 colors, 57 colors. Yellow. 43.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him. And sometimes you can scheme a guy open. You put the receivers in a bunch, maybe you move some motion, maybe you put him on the backside of a forward. And all of a sudden you've got a better matchup. Every now and then the offensive guys, they figure a way to get him open, even with everyone keeping eyes on him.
And that's certainly a guy they want to keep trying to scheme open. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Mahomes. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And he is stopped just short on 3rd down. Got 9 yards, but needed 10. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. And this is incomplete. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th. And we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
Well, pass there, complete to Westbrook. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, 1st down. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Here's Foles. This is caught. And he's brought down. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence? And they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Hey, here we go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. Past the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Touchdown, Kansas City.
This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell, just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they didn't get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Easy. Great.
50. No chance. Shit.
Great. 13.
After the pick six, they go right back to the air. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Frank Clark fighting his way home to get the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now Foles. Completes it to Corey Grant. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signify.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by the rookie from UVA, Juan Thornhill. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
The free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yo, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
Hey, here we go. I got you.
50. Mike 50. It's just me and you. It's just me.
Now a give, right side. Grant. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
This is caught. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. DeeDee Westbrook, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. Now a toss coming right side. It's Grant, and he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. The ball comes out, and the Jags grab it.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They run the counter. Grant trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play as we have reached the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. They go back to Grant. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The Jaguars on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. He's got the hook up with Conley.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the fourth quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
The Chiefs in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
On 1st down, Mahomes. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Eluding the pressure right. And he finds a man. That's Watkins. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain there of 30 big ones. Mahomes going to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. Caught. Kelsey, left side. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. The Chiefs on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. One final try for Mahomes. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So this will be a win for Jacksonville. And, partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, you know, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason. And now I'm listening to you. So for Jacksonville, that'll be a happy locker room as they start this season 1-0. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll be off to Oakland next week for a date with the Raiders. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.